I'm back on my Rococo shit. Okay, here are some of my plans. Make an 18th century gown, have a snack, build a cottage in my backyard, plant a garden next to the cottage and eat a snack out of the garden, get married, defeat mental illness, maybe make some 18th century accessories, and we'll see how much of that I can do in this video. Behold the $8.99 sheet from Savers. This is my favorite discontinued Wamsutta Pima cotton black stripe sheet, but it's a top sheet, and top sheets strangle me while I'm sleeping, so I can't use them. So instead of putting this on my bed, I'm gonna make it into a dress. That's the plan. Also got this cool ass hat for $6.99 that I'm going to turn into a bergère hat? One of those fancy French lady hats. I went into this with the intention of using a pattern that I found at Joann's, but I can't get commercial patterns to work for my shape of body, so I just ended up draping the pattern on my dress form. It was important to me with the interesting pattern on the fabric to try to have some control over where the lines were going with as much yardage as I had, and then I also really want to make like a big giant hairstyle and put my little jaunty hat right on top of it. Here is my highly technical illustration of an 18th century front of a skirt. And there's heavy gathering on the hips, and then there's this gap in the front, like a couple inches, where it's not gathered at all, so that there's no added volume on the belly area. Do I have 46 projects happening at the same time? Yes. Is this the project that I want to work on the most? Yes. Here is where we're at right now. This is my remaining fabric. And I think what I want to do is, so these are the ties for the back. Oh, you can see my pocket sticking out. I think I was playing with something like this, like that 18th century stay wrapping where sometimes the straps go around the front, but I like it on the outside of the gown, and I think what I'm going to do is mark it and then make it out of this same exact fabric. What do you think? Well, I think I got it. Here's where we're at now. I'm gonna try it on and make sure I like the placement of this, and then I'm just gonna hand sew it. I've got my Edwardian corset on underneath this because it's the thing that fits me the best right now. And because there's boning in the front of the bodice, it's flat instead of curvy, which I think works for 18th century. Here's the genius way that I've figured out how to get into this thing on my own. It works to tighten it without somebody else here to help me. Okay, I think I like the placement of this stuff. So I'm gonna sew it by hand. So this part of it is definitely inspired by those stays that I think American Duchess has a book, actually, I'll put it right here. Or American Duchess has a pattern, I think, of 18th century stays that has this like cross front strap, which is really cool. And it's also definitely inspired by that infamous red Outlander dress that has the straps in the front. I was definitely thinking of these American Duchess stays that actually crisscross in the back. Okay, here's an update. My sewing machine is not working at all. It's having big tension issues, snarling issues, which happens sometimes when I do like a big sewing run. My machine's probably like from the 80s and it just needs to go to the sewing machine doctor. So I will do that this week, but my car is also in the shop right now. And in order to finish this project, I'm just gonna do some hand sewing, which I love, so it's cool. Basically every candle in my house has these thread slash marks in it from hand sewing. So then I made these these little beeswax nuggets for my last collection for sewing. I'm thinking about 18th century accessories, and these are all of the Savorsy shoes that I have that are sort of 18th century. You know, some mules, some little lace-up guys. These are a little bit more transitional or Regency, I think. So a little bit later, 1790s, 1810s. But I think these would work pretty well for the era of the dress that I'm making. I just glued these little bows on top, and I was thinking I might paint some little flowery details here. And then I also got a bunch of like clip-on earrings with the intention of, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Like like making them into like shoe clips, sort of. And then here's some actual shoe clips that I think are gonna be so cute on this. Like that's the ticket right there with a little painted flower on the toe. These are unrelated Victorian handbelts, but this is my project pile right now. Then I also have this fan. I have another fan that I painted that was actually in the beginning of this video, and some wool stockings that I think need a little bit of a shave because they're kind of pilly. This is like the closest I've ever come to shaving my legs. But I'm gonna print like a clocked ankle on this with a block that I carved a couple months ago. And then here are some girandole earrings that I made for veiled lens, but I'm gonna wear those. And I also found a bunch of very sexy rhinestone jewelry at Savers that I think I'm gonna wear as a necklace. I might not even wear earrings. I don't really wear earrings, but maybe a necklace with this dress would be hot and cool. Also in my pile of accessories, I found this amazing shop on Etsy called Sign of the Grey Horse, and I bought this buckle that they think is a Victorian reproduction of like a 1780s style buckle. And it's really interesting. Like it looks like stones, but it's actually cut steel on brass. So I'm gonna make, hang on, let me grab this thing. I liberated some silk from a prop room that I used to work in, and I think what I'm gonna do is make like a belt, gathered belt sash thing, and maybe dye it to match the same color as this tan brown. I'm not quite sure yet. It might even stay white to match the bows of the shoes, but this buckle's definitely gonna go on there. It's kind of dark in here today because it's like a rainy day, but I just wanted to give you a close-up of what this cut steel looks like because it's so beautiful. Oh, it's going. My plan right now is to do a little bit of shoe painting and then take the car and go scout some locations to figure out where I want to shoot the final look. Dear Lord, what is that thing? It's a hair rat that I made out of a plushie that I stuffed with wool, and then I wrapped my actual human hair around it from my hairbrush. It's vile. I love it. I love it. I have no occasion to wear this to, but I'm going to have to make an occasion to wear this to because I feel exquisite. I've never made any like fancy period clothes before. Usually I make workwear because that's what I wear, and I like to incorporate the costumes that I make into like my everyday garb. I think I need to throw a party, and the occasion is this dress. I just feel so special. Also, my angry little hair rat works so well that I don't even think I can fit my whole hair in the frame. I'm thrilled. Okay, love you, bye. Here's a final thought while you watch me do some anachronistic undressing. I really like exploring historical methods and materials for dressmaking, to feel this connection to the past, to feel a connection to a time where outfits were made for the body instead of bodies trying to squeeze into like off-the-rack sizes or whatever. But historical accuracy is never something that I have wanted. I don't even think it's something that's possible to achieve. If people are going to police you about your materials or your methods within this like historical costuming community, they are garbage. Achaidh, even the ones that are wearing nice dresses, it can be like a prohibitively expensive hobby, and I don't think we need to discourage people by saying you need to buy the $20 a yard silk satin rather than going and getting $2 a yard polyester. That kind of specific gatekeeping for something that can bring so many people joy is definitely rooted in classism and racism. I really like Dandy Wellington's vintage style, not vintage values credo, and I'm here to say you can make a totally freaking cool dress with natural materials if that matters to you for $9 from a sheet from Savers. Okay, love you, bye.